Hey everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting a weekly reading vlog. So if you don't know, I'm hosting a readathon this month in June called the Tarot Readathon, and it's based off the tarot. And I decided that I'm going to be doing hopefully weekly reading vlogs for it. Some of them are going to be themed, some of them are just going to be regular weekly reading vlogs, and this one is going to be a regular weekly reading vlog. It is the first day, Thursday the 1st, and my weekly reading vlogs are probably going to go from like Thursday to Thursday. So I decided that I'm going to do 3 pulls at a time, and so I have actually pulled my first 3 cards already, and so I will skip forward to that and y'all can watch me pull those. So as y'all can see, I have a little candle going that I just moved out the way, and I have some incense going as well, but originally I did pull the King of Swords, so we're going to shuffle and pick 2 more cards. Oh, so these cards wanted to come out, so I'm just gonna let them go. So I have 10 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles as well for my 3 cards. Those ones just kind of popped out, so I went with this. So let's go look to see what the 10 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles is. So as you saw, the card that I originally had was the King of Swords, and for that one I am going with the Deep by Nick Cutter, and this is for the prompt, like read a book that has to do with science, whether it's scientists, science related, actual science, whatever. But this one is about a team of scientists that go underneath the ocean to try and find a cure for a strange plague that basically, what does it do? It makes people forget things, and then slowly they forget how to like function, which it's giving Alzheimer's. But so I have that one, and then the next card I pulled was the 10 of Swords, and for that I chose A Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole. This is for a book that involves murder. I assume this one has murder in it because it has vampires, and I asked my friend Nicole, who actually bought this for me, this book, and she said she's pretty sure it does have murder in it, but they're vampires, so I'm assuming they kill people, you know, for their blood. And then the last card that I pulled is 8 of Pentacles, which I chose Legends and Lattes for that because it's about a character that learns a new skill. Our character is learning how to run a coffee shop / learn how to be a barista, all that. And this is actually the one I'm starting with first. I'm currently doing reading sprints and it ends in 40 seconds, so I'm trying to hurry this up. But I'm currently doing reading sprints for the kickoff of the Tarot Readathon, and I'm on Team Cups. I'm the host of Team Cups, I should say, and we have this challenge every week where we had this significator card. If you want more details, check out my announcement video, but ours is the Emperor, which is read a book with a 1-word title, so I'm going to try and incorporate that as well, but I don't know how much I'll actually be able to do. So I will come back and talk to y'all later because I have literally 10 seconds left in the sprint. But I realized I wanted to update y'all before my shower. I feel like I'm zoomed in. There we go. I got off reading sprints and I am 172 pages in. I'm over 50% of the way done. I have about this much left. I'm gonna try and get a good portion of it done tonight, but I also don't have that much time left to be awake, and I want to watch Grey's Anatomy. So we'll see. I probably will get about half of this done. Actually, I was gonna try and finish it tonight, but I need my Grey's Anatomy time. But I'm really enjoying this. It is very low stakes. In this, I don't think I really described it super well, but we followed this orc who used to be in a lifetime of bounties and bloodshed, and she hangs up her sword to basically open this coffee shop. And in this place that she's opening this coffee shop, they never heard of coffee. It's a fantasy world. She saw coffee like on her ventures, and she decided she wanted to open this shop, but they don't know what coffee is. So we see it from the conception where she is literally buying a place, renovating it, and then she hires a other worker who is a succubus, and I believe they're gonna have more of like a queer relationship. It's not super obvious yet, but I see inklings. We see them open up and how they have like free promotional like a free tasting for the first couple of days to try and get people intrigued to see if they'll come back, and then now they have regular customers, but they want to have snacks and pastries, so seeing them work with somebody else to make that happen. So we just are kind of seeing the shop develop, and so it's very low stakes, very just vibey, and not much like plot at all. and I'm really enjoying it. I'm thinking this is probably going to be like a 4.5, but it really could be a 5-star depending on how it goes in the end. But right now I'm getting 4.5 vibes. But I am thinking that at my reading vlogs, I don't think I'm going to say my final ratings until the very last clip, because generally my ratings change throughout, even the week, the month, they change a lot, and I feel like letting myself marinate on most of my ratings and sit on them would actually be very helpful, because I normally don't film the outro of my vlogs until a couple days after I finish the last book for it. So I feel like allowing myself to kind of like marinate on them would really be helpful. So as I said, I think this one's going to be a 4.5-ish, but I'll let y'all know later exactly what my rating is going to be. But I am really enjoying it. And I'm glad that we have a succubus in this, because I love succubi, succubuses, whatever it is. I do really love them, so I'm really happy we have a succubus. And there's a lot of other creatures like gnomes, and they have like a cat, but it's like a fantasy cat, so I really like that. And I had such a good time on sprints. Thank you to everybody that joined the sprints, and thank you obviously to my co-hosts who joined me. I had such a good time. And yeah, so I'm gonna go take my shower now, wash all this bubble solution off of me, because I'm a nanny and the girl literally pops bubbles, or we blow bubbles all the time, every single day, and the bubbles pop on me, so I need to go take a shower. So I'm trying out a different setting on my camera, so we'll see how it is. I feel like it's a little dark, but I haven't talked to y'all in a hot minute. Yesterday I didn't read anything, so I didn't update y'all. I basically just went to work. It was Friday. I went to work, I came back, and I just did homework for the whole night, really, and watched Grey's Anatomy while doing my homework. And that's it. And today's Saturday. It is 8 o'clock at night, and basically today I did a whole bunch of more schoolwork, because I try to get it done on the weekend, so that way during the week when I have work I don't have as much to do at night. And so I did end up finishing yesterday morning Legends and Lattes when I was getting ready to go to work. I didn't read the last, there's like a last little story, and I didn't read that yet, but I ended up finishing like the actual Legends and Lattes. And I know I said I was going to give my ratings like at the very end of the vlog, but first impressions is this is like a 4-star. It's super cute, super fun, and I really enjoy like the coziness of it. I enjoy the characters. I enjoyed all of like the talk of coffee and running a coffee shop. I thought that was really nice and refreshing, because I've never seen anything like that. But I also don't think that this wouldn't end up on my favorites of the year list. I don't think. I really like things with like a lot of depth to them, or something that really like pushes my boundaries, and this didn't do that. But I would definitely reread this story, because it's super short and comforting, so this was one that I could definitely see myself rereading. But I really liked the characters. I think that they were definitely a standout, and as I said, I loved the running of the coffee shop and the cozy fantasyness of it all. Even though like some of the fantasy creatures and stuff, it was very hard for me to picture, because I don't know what they look like. Like there's a gnome, like what does a gnome look like that's like moving and stuff like that? Like I don't even know. But I had a good time reading this for sure, so around a 4-star, somewhere in there. And then yesterday I ended up starting A Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole on a walk with my child that I watch. I was just listening to it while we were on a walk, and that one I'm really not far into it at all, so I'm gonna restart it, because I decided I really wasn't in the mood for that one. But now that I started this book, I feel like I'm in the mood for that book. I don't know, but I started The Deep by Nick Cutter, and I am now 112-ish pages in on. I'm actually doing some extra reading sprints right now for Cups and my Patreon, specifically those two groups. I'm doing reading sprints for them after I had a live show for my Patreon, and I did some homework and stuff like that, so I haven't been reading the full time, but I'm 112 pages into like this is like a 400-page book, I'm thinking. And there is 6 different parts to this book, and I'm on part 3 of 6, because part 2 was super short. Part 1 is called The Gets, which is what this plague is called, and then part 2 is called The Descent, and then part 3 is called The Tryst. And so basically what happens in this story is there is this strange plague called the Gets, and it's basically like a global thing where people forget things, and they slowly forget how to like function and be a human, and their bodies forget how to be human. So it's very similar, I feel like, to Alzheimer's. I feel like there's a lot of Alzheimer's inspiration. But so there is this thing called ambrosia at the bottom of the ocean, and so there is this thing called the Tryst, I think is how it's pronounced, even though I'm listening to the audiobook. I still don't even know. But it's called the Tryst, and it's at the bottom, and it is like a research facility. And there was an original team that went down there, and the original team includes the brother of the main character in this. The main character, his name is Luke or Lucas, and his brother's name is, I forget what his brother's name is, but he is at the bottom of the ocean still. But there's been some like dead people, they lost contact with them, so they're sending down another team to try and figure out what's going on, and then also to still find a cure. So we follow him, this other girl named Al, there's like a head of this research facility people, the research team I should say, and then also like the captain, and there's like some side characters, but it's pretty small, close-knit cast. Not a ton has happened. There is a lot of flashbacks into Lucas's life as a child, of him with his brother, but then there's also flashbacks to him with his child, because his child actually has disappeared, and so I'm assuming that kind of has a connection, especially because there's this thing called like the figmen, which are like he was saying that there's no monsters, they're figments of your imagination to his kid, but the last part I just read is called the figments. My sprint is about to end, so I'm gonna get back to reading, but I wanted to update y'all that I finished this and I have since started this. So I'm not that much further into the deep, so that's not really what I'm going to talk about, but I did want to update y'all and kind of take y'all along with me for today, because Sundays are like my reset days. So I have started making lists. So I wanted to upload a video, which I did. I uploaded my disturbing books reading vlog. Then I wanted to do Spanish work on this thing that we have called Portales, study on Portales, and do Spanish work on Blackboard. And I did all three. I'll probably study more later as well, but for now I checked it off. And then I wanted to do my fitness kickboxing workout videos. So yeah, I did those. I sped them up and uploaded them. I just need to actually submit them. And then my other things to do today is do my laundry, wash and dye my hair, and get to 75% done with the deep, if not finish it. And I'm also going to add work on my TBR jar, because I've already started working on it. I was going to do these little stars, but some of the paper I have is so thick, they don't really work for stars that well. And I even printed all of them out, but the stars were just taking too long. So instead, I wrote the little number and letters for each one that is in the document, like it's column A, row 72, and they're all color coordinated as well, and I'm just doing them like this for all the books that I physically own. So I have that, and then I also really want to make some pumpkin muffins, because I'm in like a fall mood. Like I saw somebody making some pumpkin something on TikTok yesterday, and I was like, like I could really go for that. So I actually need to, some of the parts of my hair right here are like gingery, so I didn't let the hair dye sit for long enough, so I'm gonna go pick up my hair dye that I need, because I'm gonna just put it on right there and let it sit, and then wash my hair, which is like a process, because I wash my hair, I'm probably gonna deep condition it or do a protein treatment, and then I also finger curl each individual curl with product and diffuse it to dry it. So it's like a process. That's why I think like with the TBR jar, the pumpkin muffins, and that I should be able to finish the deep audiobook. I don't really have plans for the rest of the day, except at 8 o'clock my time, Haley is having her live show for The Last Word, which I did read for her Patreon book club, which as I said, I did read, so I want to watch that, but they're doing sprints after. But I basically have the next 5 hours to do whatever, and when I wash my hair, probably takes like 30-40 minutes, so that time I won't be listening to audiobook, like actually in the shower, but like when I finger curl my hair, I can definitely do it. So I'm gonna go to the store, make my pumpkin cream cheese muffins. Yeah, and then later tonight, I also think while listening to the audiobook, I'm going to probably work on my diamond painting, because I haven't done that in a couple days. And so it's just going to be like kind of like a chill rest of the day. But yeah, so I'm going to head to the store, and then we are going to make pumpkin cream cheese muffins together. I'm back. So as you can see, I bought a lot of things. So first off, I bought my pumpkin, because we had every other ingredient except for pumpkin. And I've been on like a cold brew kick, specifically this one. It doesn't really taste like coffee at all. Like you put a little bit of syrup in it and the coffee taste is gone. Like I put oat milk and some syrup and it's gone, and I literally don't even have to make it that sweet. And I actually bought 3 of those because they're not marked on sale. Even on the app it says full price, but when I ring it rang up for $2, and this happened like last week and it happened again today, so I actually bought 3 of them. I got my hair dye, if you were curious. I use the Permanent Brights hair color red from Ion, the color Brilliance line. And then if you haven't heard of the store called Rainbow, it's like kind of like Shein but in person to me, and I haven't shopped there in forever, but I saw them because they were right by my Sally Beauty Supply. So I picked up a couple shirts, especially for nannying, because she is like young and I don't want to wear like some of the clothes that I normally wear, I wouldn't say is like child appropriate or good for like being a nanny, not very professional. So I mean, I still wear crop tops, but this is like a little crop top. I could wear it with some shorts. This is actually like a sage green, but you can't tell on camera, it just looks tan, but it is green. It has some buttons. Then this one, you can see this one's cream and this one's green. This one is kind of like a little polo, but it's actually pretty cute. I don't really like polos, but I got this one, and I did get another one. I got this, my dad says it's pink, but it's like a pinky lavender, but this one has buttons all the way down. This one I just got because it's a little pink tank top. I got this green top that also has like a little cutout. I have a brown one like this one, and then I got this because I thought with some jeans it could be like a cute like going out like look. It's like this satin, almost like corsety type top. And the last two tops I got was, this one is just a little tank top, but it's like this. It's like one shoulder with straps. And then this other one I got is just a plain brown tank top. So that's what I got from Rainbow. But now I'm going to be making muffins because I spent longer than I thought I was going to, because I went to the store and got clothes that I don't need.
Don't take it, just don't and live my life. Don't take it personal, I ain't lying, I ain't hiding, I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up, meditating and taking time away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you're winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. Hey. Just don't and live my life. Don't take it personal. We just building. It's my season, lay foundation. Make a name for generations, please, and make and take a break or a little vacation and chasing blues away. You always posting up pictures, trying to look like you're winning, or look like you always be working, soaking the moments you live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. I'm on hiatus. Baby, don't check for me. Taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life. I'm in a place serene and pure and free. Hey, I ain't worried about what's the wave, only worry about me. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be.
Pretty girl, Abigail, Fur. Pretty girl, Bacon Bear, Bacon Bear, Bacon Bear. Pretty girl, curly hair, she wavy. Pretty girl, everywhere. I see pretty girls, all across the world. I see pretty girls, everywhere I go. I see pretty girls, all across the world. I see pretty girls, everywhere I go. Pretty girl, look like Kalima, classmate. Pretty girl, look like Jaina, Marie. Pretty girl, look like Alicia, Alicia. Pretty girl, look like Radia, damn. Pretty girl, look like Martha, at work. Pretty girl, look like Deja, Deja Stewart. Pretty girl, look like Janelle Williams. Pretty girl, look like Michelle. I see pretty girls, all across the world. I see pretty girls, everywhere I go. I see pretty girls, all across the world. Anaya, girl, Nadia, girl, liquid, girl. We used to have each other's playlists. No, no. Used to be each other's best friends. Yeah. And now we go our separate pathways, but your heart's still in mine. Yeah. And maybe we could.
So I thought to make me happy today, even though I am happy, like I'm actually in a good mood today, I thought that since I only have one book left for the week and I'm already started it and I plan on getting a portion of the way done with it today, I think I'll be able to finish at least one more book this week. This is why I'm terrible at vlogging, because I literally forgot that I didn't update y'all on the Deep in this clip. So I did finish it by now and was starting the next book, which was A Hunger Like No Other, and I will wrap up the Deep and everything like that later on in this vlog, but I literally at this moment completely forgot and never wrapped up my thoughts on it. I think I'm gonna pull one card right now because I don't know if I'm gonna read 4 or 5 books this week. And so yeah, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards at the beginning of the week, hopefully get through all 3 of those, and then pull 1 card at a time until the end of the week, and then I'll pull 3 cards at the beginning of the new week, which are starting on Thursdays, which is when like the new reading vlogs are going to start. So I'm going to pull 1 card. So I tilted y'all down so I can show y'all me shuffling so y'all don't think I'm cheating. Oh, okay. Here is the star, if y'all can see that. Here it is. I'm trying to focus it. The star. It's very pretty. This is actually one of my favorite cards visually. So, funnily enough, the stars actually read a graphic novel or manga. So, I'm definitely going to try and find one that's one word. I'm trying to think of any that I have that are one word. I guess I could continue on with Heartstopper because that is technically like one word, but I'm definitely going to finish that. So I'm going to pull in a second card just because I know that I'll finish that. So I'm going to tilt y'all back down. Hopefully you don't fall. So my battery died in the middle of me shuffling, but I didn't have a card pop out yet. It makes a really loud shutter noise when it turns off, so it's not like it'll die and I don't know. I generally know, especially when I'm this close to the camera. So I'm just going to shuffle until another card picks out. As I said, I already have the star right there. Just going to wait until another card pops out. I got 2 cards. So because the universe gave me 2 cards when I was asking for one, in my head that's the universe giving me a choice. So I'm going to look at the prompts for both of these and see what it is. So I have Ace of Cups and 10 of Wands. So Ace of Cups is read a book that will fill your cup up with joy. And 10 of Wands is to read a book about a character who's carrying a heavy burden or going through a lot. So I feel like I could do kind of different things for this. I don't really mind either. So I have 10 of Wands. I think I could go with Horrid by Katrina Leno. I think in that one, the main character, her father passed away or something like that. So she's definitely going through a lot. And that one is a one word. And then Ace of Cups, I really want to read Yellowface. I would definitely fill up my cup, and that is also one word. So I honestly am going to keep both out just in case I'm able to read 6 books, because this one is a graphic novel or a manga. So I'm going to leave them out. I'm not going to leave them out over here. I'm going to move them over there. But those are my next pulls. Even though I was only going to pull 1, I ended up getting 3 by some chance. The universe just wanted me to have 3. So I'm going to continue reading A Hunger Like No Other, and I'll come back to y'all when I have more of an update on that and like can give y'all an actual synopsis of it and not just being like, oh, it's about vampires. Okay, coming back to y'all because I figured out the male character is actually a werewolf, and the female main character, she's half Valkyrie, half vampire. And the werewolf has been tortured by a vampire clan, so he's kind of like upset that his mate is a vampire, but she is, well, half a vampire. But that's really all that I've gathered, but I wanted to give y'all the correct information. So I don't even know what percent this is, but I'm on page 82 of 360, and I'm loving this book so far. So in it we follow, I don't even know their names, Lachlan, and Lachlan is a Scottish lycanthrope or werewolf that recently escaped torture from vampires, and he basically kidnaps this girl, and she is half like fae and half vampire, which is something that doesn't really exist ever. So she is on a quest to basically find out the truth about her parents, and so she's from America, but she goes to Paris, I think, and she's there, gets kidnapped. She barely knows how to function by herself, really, because she was raised by the fae, but she like needs blood like a vampire, but she doesn't like kill people or anything like that. And so they have like a really interesting dynamic that I'm really liking. I love the writing, and the narrator of this book is actually completely male, which doesn't bother me, and he does a Scottish accent sometimes. Anyways, what I'm opening up here is I got a package from Temu that's mostly nail products, and I thought I would unpack it with y'all. I think I talked about it the other day, but I do have this weighted dinosaur. Temu just kind of throws everything in a free-for-all, so I took everything out so I can like show y'all. Basically I want to become like, not a nail tech, but I want to learn how to do my own nails, and like I can do nails like on campus and stuff like that, to like make some side money. And if not, then this was just a fun hobby that I spent money on. So I'm gonna start with the big stuff. So first I got like this thing that you put the alcohol in so you can pump it. I got these little y'all can't even see, it won't focus, y'all are too far away, but it's just like little skinny brushes for art with dotting tools, even though that's like very deep in. I just got like basically everything I could think of, I got. I also got these nail tips. I personally really like coffin, so I got these coffin tips. Really excited because I've never used like nail tips before, except like when they put them on me. I got the little like pads I use to like wipe everything. I got some bigger brushes to actually like lay the acrylic. I got like a set that has like a cuticle pusher, a cuticle cutter, things like that. I got this tip cutter that when you put the tip in, it like, you know, cuts the tip, and it actually like goes in here so you can like adjust the length. This is a thing of like a whole bunch of buffers and files. I got some little nail drill bits because I got a nail, oh, this is not the drill. I got a drill, a little drill, and then I got this training finger. I didn't open this up yet, but I low-key want to. Oh, it comes with multiple fingers. I didn't know that. And then you can like do a design, and then like that's the nail, and then you can like take the nail off. And then I got a whole bunch of like little things. So here's all the little stuff. This is like clear and white acrylic. I have a whole bunch of like nudie pink tones of acrylic that I got. A little bottle of monomer. This is like when you do the top coat, you can like put this on there on the nail polish and it'll like make it duochromy. This is a top coat and a base coat. I already have a UV nail lamp. This is some polygel to try that, some actual like nail glue for tips, and some gems, and this little thing to put monomer in. And then this, I think one of these is like a top coat for the gems, and the other one I don't even know, but that's all the stuff that I got. So I don't have much progress in my book, but I thought that I would talk to y'all a little bit today. Basically, I'm just going to be studying for my exam. Tomorrow it's an oral exam. Literally 2 questions is 80% of that grade, and that grade is 20% of my final grade. So I have like over 15% of my grade writing on 2 questions. How fun. I just went to Dollar Tree. I actually went to return some of the things I got at Rainbow, and I got some shoes instead, but I left those in the car on accident, so I'll show y'all those a different time. But I got some snacks, I got some chips. I already ate those in the car. I got some Pirates Beauty, but then I got some more index cards. They only had jumbo ones, which is kind of annoying. I also got these jumbo crayons that are Anna and Elsa, Frozen stuff, for the girl I babysit. And then I got this coupon holder because I want to use it for receipts. And I also got these little binder clips so I can like put the book, not the bookmarks, I can put the index cards on the rings. They didn't have any bigger ones. But I'm going to be doing reading sprints in about an hour. And for the first couple sprints, I'm just going to be studying. I've already studied for like an hour. So I'm trying to study for like 3.5, 4 hours today. And then tomorrow I'll study for like 2.5, 3 hours in the morning. But I feel like writing it down on the index cards might put it into my brain more, like if I say it, than just like flipping the little virtual index cards that we have. So that's what's going on. I'm hoping to actually do some reading tonight as well on the reading sprints. I'm probably going to do them for like 5-6 hours. So I should have at least like 1.5, 2 other hours in there to read. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit today. And I'm really excited to eat these snacks. These bust. Yup. They bust. They do. Sorry that I'm terrible at updating y'all. I don't think weekly reading vlogs are for me. But at least I updated y'all yesterday. I'm updating y'all today. I ended up finishing For 10 of Swords, A Hunger Like No Other by Cressley Cole. It did end up having a murder in it. I love this book. I love the dynamics. I loved the world. I love the plot. I love the chemistry. I just literally love this. It's one of the best paranormal romances I've ever read. Giving it 5 stars, of course. I loved this so much. As I said, I really liked the world, how it had these Valkyries, how it had vampires, how it had werewolves, and the dynamics. And then I love the dynamics between Lachlan, the werewolf, and Emmeline. I love their dynamics so much. They were so cute and adorable, and I just absolutely adored this book. 5 out of 5 stars. And then, as I said, I pulled earlier 10 of Wands, which I believe is read a character with a burden, and then the Star, which is read a graphic novel or a manga. And for that, this one, the Star, I wanted to read Heartstopper because it's one word. Heartstopper Volume 4 is the volume that I'm on, the newest volume. Volume 5, the last volume, comes out later this year. And then 10 of Wands was for Horrid because this character had a death of a father. So I am currently reading Horrid. As you can see, I'm actually almost done. It's a super, super quick read. I'm 250 pages in. I have about 70-ish pages left, so I'm gonna finish it tonight. And then I'm also about 42% into Heartstopper, so I'm planning on hopefully finishing both of those tonight because this reading vlog will be ending tonight. I will probably wrap it up tomorrow. I need to fit them in before the next card, team significator pull, I should say, because for this week it is one word. So Heartstopper's one word, Horrid's one word, so I want to make sure I can count them towards our team significator challenge, the Major Arcana trophy. So yeah, and I am really enjoying both of these. Horrid, it follows this girl. I don't even know her name. I never know characters' names. And her name is Jane, and after her father's death, her and her mother Ruth move from California to very dreary Maine, and it is like fall time in this book, but there is like flowers and these black roses do come into play. But they move into this house that it was basically like Ruth's childhood home, and it was owned by Jane's grandmother, Ruth's mother, until she recently passed away. So they are taking it over and they're living there, and so she is discovering a lot about her mom's past, her family, the house itself, and the town as well, because it's a super small town and this kind of leans more paranormal. I don't know what's going on, but it is like more like ghosty type vibes, and I don't really like haunted houses, but this one I feel like is more about like grief and stuff like that, which I'm enjoying. And also there is like a bookstore cafe element to this book, which I'm also really enjoying, and some side characters that I really am enjoying as well. And this doesn't really feel super YA. Like, it is YA, but it doesn't feel like overly like young adult or anything like that, which I also do enjoy because young adult books are annoying. But this one, it doesn't seem like adult or anything, but it doesn't seem like young adult either. I don't know how to describe it. The writing is just kind of neutral, which I'm okay with. As long as it doesn't seem super juvenile, I'm good. And this one doesn't seem or read juvenile at all. I'm reading that one for 10 of Wands, as I said, and Heartstopper, I'm really liking it so far. I think it's talking about some really important things. Right now, I can't really get into it that much, but it does have trigger warnings, this one for eating disorder, and I'm liking the conversations that it's having around that. And just, you know, two little boys falling in love, and it's so cute, them like just interacting and their thoughts about each other. They're just so cute and adorable. Like, it is a very wholesome read. I never read things this wholesome, so it's kind of like a nice break from all the other things. Like, even this one was pretty steamy. It wasn't like crazy steamy, but I would give it maybe like a, if 1 is 0 steam and 5 is like the most steam, I would give this like a 2.5, 3. Like, it's very much like in the middle for steam. So that's my update on what I'm reading. I will update y'all when I come back and finish Horrid and Heartstopper, which will honestly probably be tomorrow, because I will wrap up what I've read this week, everything like that. So I'm actually gonna go like work on my diamond painting or something like that while I finish up this audiobook. So it is the next day and it's time to wrap up this reading vlog. So I ended up finishing Horrid by Katrina Leno, and I'm giving this one 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the themes of grief. It didn't really seem like a young adult book to me, which I enjoyed. The ending just felt really abrupt, not like ambiguous, it felt abrupt, which it felt like it was just unfinished, which is not my favorite, which is why I feel like this was like a 4-star read. It just didn't give me that 5-star feeling, but I was really enjoying it. But then the ending made me detract 1/2 star because it just ended very abruptly. But I liked the writing, I liked the themes of grief. I thought they were explored really well. For it being like a haunted house, I really liked the direction that it went in, and overall it was a good time. And then I read Heartstopper Volume 4, which I ended up giving 5 stars. This is like one of my favorite volumes. Volume 3 and 4 have been my favorites. 1 and 2 were good and cute, but they were like 4-star times. Even if they're 5 stars on Goodreads, they're 4-star. This one was definitely 5 stars because I had a lot of talk of eating disorder and what to do when someone that you care about has a bad mental health or like an eating disorder, and how that's really impactful, but how they need help. And I really like how it was explored, and for a young adult audience I think that it was just explored so well. And I love that it's queer and it has so many different queer relationships within it. I think it's great representation for a younger audience, and it is just so cute and wholesome. I literally love it. So to wrap up, the first one that I read was Legends and Lattes, which was for 8 of Pentacles, which is read a book with a character that's learning a new skill. I gave that one 4 stars. It was really cute and I enjoyed it. Then I ended up reading The Deep by Nick Cutter, and this one was for King of Swords, which is read a book that has science elements in it. I gave this one 2 stars. It's probably going to be on my most or my worst / most disappointing books of the year. And then I read A Hunger Like No Other, which was for 10 of Swords, which is read a book that has a murder in it. This did end up having a murder in it. I really love this one. I gave it 5 stars. Next up, I read Horrid by Katrina Leno, which was for 10 of Wands, which is read a book with a character that has a burden or is going through a lot. And this one also fit our weekly challenge, which was to read a book with a 1-word title for the Emperor. And then lastly, I pulled The Star, which is a graphic novel or a manga, and for that one I read Heartstopper, and that one also fit the weekly challenge for the Emperor. So that's what I read this week. I had a great time for reading this week. It was stressful because of Spanish, but I actually have since dropped my Spanish class and devised a new language plan for myself, so I'm really excited to have a break and relax. So this upcoming week I know is going to be amazing, so I'm actually going to start that reading vlog right now. So as I said, that's all that I have for this video today. If you made it to the end, leave a little flower emoji down below, and I will see you on my next one. Bye everybody.
Trying to look like you're winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me.